They still to go back to the basics. Play with freedom and express themselves and going forward. Some of the players need to perform as well as their best. I think there was too many players who didn't perform today.
What do you think of the current Arsenal situation of sort of 6 years now, 5-6 years without a trophy, but they're building and they're sort of getting better each time?
That's a tall building now. The building is tall. There's a lot of the building is really tall.
The year was 2004. Shrek 2 was breaking Hollywood records, Mark Zuckerberg had just launched Facebook, the fan-favorite TV show Friends had just aired its final episode, and Arsenal made history by winning the Premier League title undefeated. They were dubbed the Invincibles, a feat that had never been achieved before in the Premier League. Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, Dennis Bergkamp. That was honestly one of the greatest teams ever assembled. It was also the last time that Arsenal had won the league title. Since then, Roman Abramovich ruthlessly steered Chelsea to dominance with 5 league titles and 2 Champions Leagues in their heyday. Sir Alex Ferguson did Sir Alex Ferguson things, going on to win 5 league titles and a Champions League title in 2008, with, in my eyes, the greatest Premier League team ever assembled, and Pep Guardiola came to England and sparked an incredible Man City run. Arsenal in the final years of Arsene Wenger, and even after his shameful exit, had been very underwhelming. Unai Emery couldn't quite figure it out, he got sacked, and was replaced by club legend Mikel Arteta. The first 3 years under Arteta were very bad. 2 8th place finishes, playing some of the worst football in the club's history. But behind the scenes, he was building. Bukayo Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe were growing into the team slowly but surely. Gabriel Martinelli was influencing games. Martin Odegaard became integral to their system. Gabriel and Saliba formed a very solid centre-back partnership. Key pieces like Jurrien Timber, Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi, Leandro Trossard, and Ricardo Calafiori, among others, were added to the team. Arsenal, in my opinion, right now have the most complete team in the league. 2 quality options for each position, sometimes even 3. They have so many Swiss Army knives, players who can be utilized in many different ways, in many different tactics, in many different systems and approaches. So why have Arsenal become too predictable and, dare I say, boring? Hi, welcome back to T.H.S. Leave a like, subscribe, and let's get back into the video. So for the last 3 years, Arsenal have dominated teams. Field tilt, XG, goals conceded, PPDA. They were the best team in the league based on stats for 3 years in a row. But the eye test suggested something else. Arsenal finished second 3 times in a row for a reason. Every Arsenal game was the same. Give the ball to Saka and he'll either create something out of nothing or he'll get you a corner. Set piece again, ole, ole. Set pieces are huge for Arsenal. They have been for a while now, but that's just about it. They have almost nothing else to their game. Either Gabriel scores from a set piece or Saka does something, or maybe you get something out of Leandro Trossard, but if those 2 are nullified, they have very little to offer. Look at the teams that Arsenal lost the title to in the last 3 years. 22-23, Man City had just signed a pure mercurial goal scorer in Erling Haaland. 36 goals, he essentially just fired to the title. They also had John Stones, who was reinvented as a libero to great success. Haaland is by no means a traditional Guardiola striker, as compared to Gabriel Jesus or Sergio Aguero and many others in the years gone by, but Pep adapted. He reinvented his approach, and he won the treble. 23-24, Phil Foden had his greatest season yet for Man City. 19 goals and 8 assists in the league. 24-25, Mo Salah, as incredible as he had been in the previous years, hit an even higher peak. 2025 was his greatest season yet. What a season that was. So what do all these teams have in common? They have mavericks. They have players who can take the game by the scruff and completely turn it around. So who is Arsenal's maverick? You'd think it's the franchise player Bukayo Saka, but he has 10 league goals in the last 2 seasons. Saka's a very good player, but he goes missing way too often. It's always the same thing with Saka, and he's getting figured out. Martin Odegaard is even worse in this regard. Your captain should not be hooked before 60 minutes in a game against your biggest rivals, historically speaking. But Odegaard plays the same way every single game. No forward passes, no line breaking through balls, no risk taking. It's all just recycling it side to side. He goes missing way too often, and as a captain, that should not be the case, right? Gabriel, I have to say, is incredible for Arsenal. Not only is he incredible in the defense and in the organization of the lines, but he is also a threat from set pieces, and it's immense to them. I can say the same for William Saliba and Jurrien Timber. Very, very good players. But you cannot have 3 players who pass almost exclusively sideways in a title-winning midfield. You need a risk taker, and they don't have any of those. Sure, you have Trossard on the left, who's really good, and perhaps the biggest one is Victor Gyökeres, who has been extremely underwhelming. So who's going to win Arsenal this title? It's their title to lose. All key players, except their defenders and maybe Declan Rice, are extremely off it. Where's the adventure coming from? Where's the risk coming from? Arsenal are extremely well drilled, and I think that's the problem. They are too well coached, if that's the thing. They have no plan B. They have one way of playing, one idea in a game, and if that doesn't go well, that game plan fails, they fail. A player that they needed but missed out on was Matheus Cunha. the definition of a maverick. Game-breaking players who are just so unpredictable, and he is exactly that for Man United. You know exactly what Arsenal want to do, and it's a big problem. You don't know how United are going to play. That's exactly why United just beat them at the Emirates Stadium for the first time in, 8 years now? Arteta has had more than enough time to mold his team in his image, in his identity, but I'm sorry, man, set pieces cannot be your only game plan after 6 years on the job. Yeah, set pieces are important. It's a part of the game. It's not the game. This is his team. These are his players. They've had the continuity and togetherness that is a luxury that most other teams don't even have. Arsenal have a luxury that most other teams don't have. And still, we are sitting here talking about Arsenal being too predictable, or how they need more time, or how they're not there yet. I personally still think they will win the league, and I think the quality of the Premier League is the best it has ever been. Anyone can beat anyone, but they have the solidity that not even City have. They have a luxury that most teams don't have. But we've seen this film before, 3 times in a row in fact. And if they somehow manage to lose this title, we're gonna have some uncomfortable conversations. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one.